That should do it. It's more than enough to talk about today, anyway. Excuse me. Okay. Why is that not showing? There we go. Fix There we go. Hello everyone, how you doing? Just trying to get one more thing set, and then we can talk about things, which is always fun. Today... I mean, I wouldn't say today is anything particularly exciting. But you know. There are a couple of amusing little things to express my thoughts about. Let's see here. I do want to... So part of my goal going forward in these is an attempt to talk about things in such a way that later I can come back, maybe clip the segments out and put them on my video channel. And I'm not sure entirely how I'm going to achieve that yet. The biggest problem is more me discussing things in a way that'll allow me to segment things out easily. Because God knows I don't want to... Part of the reason I stopped doing the videos is the editing. I hate editing. I hate editing so much. And I don't think I'm particularly bad at it or anything. I just hate the time you have to put into it. And then I get so fussy about things. That's the hard part, is dealing with my own fussiness. But hopefully, you know, I can figure it out. Maybe get myself a little bit of a format going. And, you know, just not fuck up, you know? Okay. However, let's talk about the things and the stuff and the goings-on of the internet. Got a few things to talk about on Twitch. As you will note, Twitch is not one of the places I stream to. There are a variety of reasons for that. You know what? I'm going to back up a little. Because I see Matt there in the comment, in the comment, the chat. And I should say hi, not be rude, all that fun shit. But, hi Matt, how you doing? It's good to see you. And then we'll restart. So, as I was about to say, plenty to talk about when it comes to Twitch right now. You will notice that Twitch is not one of the places I stream to. I regularly stream to YouTube, X, Kick, and Rumble. Now, YouTube, I do because, honestly, it does, of the streaming services, have the best discoverability. They have their own issues, but people are more likely to find you on YouTube than they are anywhere else. I stream to Kick because it's a great question. I'm not entirely sure why I stream to Kick. I stream to Rumble because then I have a backup place in the event something goes wrong with YouTube, and I can hang out there. Plus, you know, then all my stuff is somewhere other than YouTube. Not that it matters. I've saved every video I've ever made. I need to do something about that because they're starting to take up a lot of space. And then I stream to X. And I stream to X just because maybe someday they'll get things in order and make the streams more viable over there. Make them more, make it so that people actually see them, and maybe people will actually watch. We'll find out. That is where I currently have my largest audience, is on X for whatever godforsaken reason. But so that's where I stream, and the reason I don't stream on Twitch is, for one, I'm a VTuber, and they're not particularly VTuber friendly in regards to their rules. The fact that if they had no double standards for VTubers, they would have no standards at all. And then you have, you know, all the rest of their double standards, like letting a woman who has broken the rules regarding not driving in a dangerous manner on stream multiple times. And for some reason, just going, haha, oops, is a good enough reason for her to not be banned. Just completely. I mean, someday this woman is gonna kill someone. I mean, she said now that we're talking about Extra Emily here. She said now that she's going to have a driver instead of driving while she's on stream. But realistically, where are you going? I've never understood IRL streamers who go out places and irritate people. It's one of those things. When we were in Vegas, you know, you have to pay attention, because if you walk through somebody's camera, they're going to get pissy at you. And you always have these little bubbles of people doing something for TikTok or whatever. But she's been appointed Twitch's new brand ambassador, which isn't particularly surprising because for some reason, she's also got a Disney Plus deal where they are taking her streams and putting them up on Disney Plus. I, for the life of me, cannot determine why that is happening. I mean, obviously, someone at Disney thought it would be a great idea. And obviously, someone at Twitch thinks it's a great idea because they want to now use Disney Plus to funnel people onto Twitch. I don't. Maybe I'm just old. I mean, that's entirely possible. I am getting older, and my ability to understand some of the things the younger kids like has become damaged because I'm old. And I further don't understand who would let their kids watch this. But yeah, Extra Emily, new Twitch brand ambassador, because Disney Plus is my guess. Oh, and Dan Clancy. And the fact that apparently Twitch thinks it's okay to murder people. I don't know. Okay, obviously Disney doesn't think it's okay to murder people, but you know what I'm saying. Eventually someone's gonna get hit with a car. That's what I'm saying. Does anybody have any thoughts on this? I mean, typing washing half. How you doing? I don't know if I said any of that right, but I tried. And yeah, you're right. It's got to be the same people that have been driving Disney into the ground. I don't see where they see the potential benefit for either one of those. You know, it makes no sense. I also don't see someday. No, you know what? I was going to say someday I'll look more into the Extra Emily thing and figure out who's actually watching her. But then I realized I don't care that much. There are people out there who are willing to do it. So, whatever. Things will keep going no matter what I do. So I might as well just live with it. At least things like this, because kids will do their own thing all the time. Moving on. But still remaining on the subject of Twitch, because Twitch has definitely made some interesting decisions recently. Twitch came out and said that by default, every channel is opted in to train their AI model. Now they've added, because obviously when you add an AI model to your system, you should just force everybody to let you scrape all their information to train your AI model so that you can then use that to, well, I guess create your own problems. You know what? Tinfoil hat time. I should actually get one of those for my model. I should get myself a little tinfoil hat to put on when I'm talking like this. Eventually. But tinfoil hat time. I am betting that Twitch support, or Twitch, is planning to eventually come out with their own AI live streamers. I would put money on it. I would put money on it actually being in development at YouTube. Because if they can create their own streamers, their own people, that if their internals can create their own videos and everything, using the information and talent scraped from actual people, then they stand to make a shit ton of money, because that's money they don't have to share the ad revenue. They have complete control over what they say and do. It sounds crazy, but it doesn't sound crazy. I would not put it past either of them, which, I mean, obviously they would then want to crack down on other AIs, because why pay for other people to use AI when you can just use your own? I always talk about AI coming for jobs. Is AI coming for my job? Probably not, no. Let's face it. The difference between AI and humans is that AI doesn't come up with its own ideas. You are still going to have humans behind it in some way, shape, or form, at least for another few decades would be my bet. Until someone can figure out how to make an AI actually create on its own, I am not afraid of AI. Even now, yes, AI might use ideas and pictures and methods it's learned from other humans, but in the end, the person creating the idea that AI is then outputting using all that information is still a human. It's still a machine. It still doesn't do anything without actually being told. Now, one of those things that people who aren't familiar with machines and computers specifically don't realize is that a computer will do exactly what you tell it to. No more, no less. So if you tell a computer to try to hack the computer across the room, but you don't give it any further guardrails or instructions, it's going to use everything at its disposal. So it's going to do things like, quote, break containment, end quote, go on the internet, do a bunch of shady shit, and then come back around, because that'll be easier for it. It will find the method of least resistance. It's not just going to sit there and throw numbers at the other computer. The only way to get something good from a computer is to make it... No, sorry. The only way to get something good from a computer is to give it the absolutely most explicit instructions you possibly can. One of my favorite programming jokes illustrates the point I'm making here perfectly. And that joke is, programmer's wife sends him to the store. She says, we need a gallon of milk. If they have eggs, get a dozen. Man comes home with a dozen gallons of milk. And she's confused. She's like, why the fuck did you bring home a dozen gallons of milk? Well, she wasn't clear enough in her instructions. When she said get a dozen, he assumed she was still talking about the milk because they had eggs, thus he was supposed to get a dozen gallons of milk, not 1 dozen eggs. And that is how a computer thinks. If you do not spell things out explicitly, it does not understand. It does not have the ability to reason, to assume, to connect dots the way a human has. And AI is getting better at that, but it's still not particularly good at it. And it'll be a while before it's good enough to actually live without, well, I guess live is the wrong word, to operate without human support. Now, let's talk about, other than my aluminum foil hat theory of creating their own streamers to have to avoid actually playing real streamers. Here's the other reason why they're doing this. Yes, they are turning on comments for clips, but a lot of these services are also offering to let their AI clip you for you, so that, unlike what I'm gonna have to do to figure out how to clip out my stream, which is go back and actually watch myself, which is the part that sucks, by the way. One of the parts that sucks, by the way. But they're going, but they have been adding the ability to just let them do that for you. And how do they figure out when it should be clipped? Well, obviously by having the AI watch a whole bunch of your streams, a whole bunch of everybody's streams, figure out who has the best and what people find funny, at least as far as an AI can figure out, and then pull those for you. That is part of what the AI is learning. Now, of course, I mean, they're saying comments will automatically be turned on for clips. Again, we're back to the AI thing, so that the auto mod can watch for dangerous words and scary things that might hurt somebody's fifis. But I don't use Twitch enough to understand exactly how important clips might be on Twitch. But that is the Twitch news for the day. We'll wait and find out what else, other stupid things they're doing. They're doing next. For the PC builders, or PC people, you might want to be aware of the fact that Windows 11, or Microsoft, is going to increase the price of Windows 11 licenses for PC manufacturers. Right? Goody. Which sucks, because how much of what is in Windows 11 do we really want anyway? If it wasn't for the fact that I am stuck in Adobe, and there are certain features that Adobe's offers that are not offered in the non-Adobe softwares, I would just move to probably Catchy OS or Bazite. I don't know. I hadn't really fully decided yet. Though at the rate things are going, maybe Steam. They're getting that Proton stuff working better, so it translates the calls better, but that's still off in the future. We're not quite to the point where you can just run gaming entirely on Linux, but we're getting closer. And the fact that I don't play multiplayer games a whole lot does help that. The only real multiplayer game I currently play is my, well, I guess there's two. It's my 7 Days to Die server, and which unfortunately the friend who runs that for me does think the easy cheat is important to have on. You can't see me rolling my eyes, but I'm rolling my eyes. And Pal World. Those are both a lot of fun. Now, this, of course, will only affect new builds. You know, if you go to Meta PCs, for example, and buy yourself a PC with Windows 11 pre-installed, they're going to have to increase their price because their price is increasing, which sucks. And now this does only affect anybody who is buying a new PC. You're not going to have to suddenly pay for Windows 11 or something if you already have Windows 11. It's just, one of those annoying things to talk about, especially for a fucking OS that nobody likes. What's with that? Next up, we have Asha Sharma, the Xbox CEO, saying that she played the Elder Scrolls 6 the other morning and is calling its scale and grandeur incredible. I have no idea how to judge that because I have no opinions, no... What's the word? Not concept, not... I have no baseline for what her video game tastes are. Does she have any clue what she's talking about when it comes to an open world RPG? I don't know. What were her thoughts on Dragon Age the Veilguard? There's an important place to start. But I personally do not have a whole lot of hope for Elder Scrolls 6. For one, because look at Starfield. If anything, Bethesda has continued to devolve when it comes to making video games. And for two, the longer a game takes to develop, the less hope I have for it. Now, do I think that when Elder Scrolls eventually finally comes out, it won't sell? No. I think it'll probably still sell, unfortunately. I kind of wonder if it will sell as well as it would previous. Previous to all the things. I wonder if maybe the ceiling's honestly going to be set by GTA when it comes out. There are a lot of people who play only GTA and probably sports games that will be buying GTA like hotcakes. And unfortunately, the rest of the video game industry, especially the AAAs, are going to stop and look at that and say, oh, look at all these customers we're not reaching. No, here's the problem. Those customers you can't reach because all those customers want is GTA. It's the only thing they care about. It's the only thing they play. If it's not GTA, you're not going to get them into it. So while GTA does have a tendency to create ideas and mechanics that will spread to the rest of the industry gradually, it's in its own realm. It's kind of like trying to get all these extraction shooters and everything off the ground. The market on that is already set. The market on that is already saturated. Everybody has the one that they want to play. I'm not saying no one should try, but the fact is unless you're going to do something fantastic, something new, you're not going to get anywhere. And it's got to be more than just a setting. It's got to be more than just where you are, where everybody is. It's got to be something actually revolutionary too. Revolutionary to extraction shooters, MOBAs, hero shooters. what's the other one? Asymmetrical combat things. That's all of those are going to need specific. You're gonna have to innovate, is what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I got a little off track there. That you have to innovate to make those actually useful. And I don't know that Elder Scrolls has that same, what's the word? Devotion? Audience. I don't think that Elder Scrolls has the same audience that GTA has. So GTA will set the limit, the ceiling for selling games for a while again. And then this Elder Scrolls will come out and will be whatever, you know. And I am not excited, but we'll see. Hello, Dino Keen. Why are you seeing being beyond your comprehension talking about posts on Twitter? Because this is the time where I sit down and I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, which generally involves me pulling tweets and then expressing whatever retarded opinion I have about them. You're welcome to sit around and listen, though. Sometimes they're even almost interesting. Mostly just retarded, though. So, sticking to game development content? Yeah. Sticking to game development content, we are going to, who's excited for the Hogwarts Legacy, sequel? Anyone? It's not my thing, to be fair. I know a lot of people enjoyed the first one. There will be people out there upset about the fact that it's coming out. And then there's going to be a lot of people really happy. I think it'll be one of those that has its own... What's the proper word? It's going to be one of those situations that has its own momentum, you know. It's not going to be great. I mean, it's not going to be GTA 6, obviously. It's going to be the people who are obsessed with Harry Potter are going to be happy, and the people who are obsessed with J.K. Rowling aren't going to be happy. And then there's going to be a contingent in there that buys the game just to piss off the people who don't like J.K. Rowling. I have no opinion about the first game. I'm with you typing. I have not played the first game. Oh, hello, Yarn Witch. Thank you so much for the raid over there on Rumble. I hope you're having a lovely day. But yeah, I do not involve myself in Harry Potter stuff. So we're going to look at Blabbering Collector's, Blabs' opinion here, because I know she's really into it. Really into it. And she's got the real fans will lose again. The activists left will be harassing, to put lightly, anyone who wants to play this game. The game itself had the trans barmaid just for the sake of the DEI checklist and activism. There were they them pronouns for the main character, and never she her and he him, even though you could only select witch or wizard. The voice actors involved came out against J.K. Rowling. There was forced diversity again for the sake of the DEI that broke the immersion of Scottish Hogwarts location landscape. The activist right will actively buy the game and give it amazing reviews just to piss off the activist left, even though they, themselves, barely played the game, all while screaming how they care about culture overall, even though this game was the #1 selling video game of 2023 and was riddled with all the DEI they claimed to be against. The plot itself was incredibly weak, with various plot holes. Do I need to go on? Sounds like a fair review. As I said, not a game I played. I don't think I even got it for free, so please don't. Because I'm not going to play it. I have enough things to eat at my time. And while I enjoy getting video games, I just don't have the time or energy for this one. But that's about where that kind of thing goes. This is one of those culture war battlefields, but it's not a battlefield that actually matters. The only thing it does is demonstrate, you know, if you piss off the right people, you can get other people involved. Except for the fact that if you do it the other way around. So if it was the left that was happy that this game pissed off the right, it wouldn't sell because we all know they don't have any money. So they're not actually going to buy shit. Oh God. It's an epidemic. A lot of people got it for free, apparently. But that makes sense. That makes total sense. It was the best-selling game for 2023. And there were people out there actively saying that they were going to buy multiple copies and give them to their friends. So that makes total sense. Oh my God, how many people out there have gotten this game for free and never played it? This is one of those few times that I kind of want to know the player count. You know, when it comes to PlayStation and shit, I kind of want to know the actual people who played the game versus the copies sold. Because just a whole bunch of copies sold does not mean people actually played the game. And honestly, that would be kind of hilarious. At least for me. For people who actually love Harry Potter. I wish I got it for free too. I'm sure someone can fix that for you, hell. It depends on what you mean by a free game. Like, people will gift me games on Steam and I'll play them. For example, that's why I played Persona 4. And a couple other games as people gave them to me. Not a game that I would normally go out of my way to buy for myself, but, you know, a game that was still worth giving a shot. And thus I discovered I'm not a big fan of the Persona franchise. So, I still beat the game, though. Alright. Let's move on, because I think we've basically covered that topic about as much as I can get into it anyway. Now, we do have, alright, last few days, last 24 hours, let's be honest about this. Since Grok Imagine released its 2.0, and seems to have gotten a lot better at generating images. I have been playing a lot with AI. And of course, as we said earlier, people are afraid AI is coming for their jobs. You know, eventually, YouTube, Kick, not Rumble, I don't think Rumble will do it. Twitch will probably start making their own AI streamers and video creators, and pumping out their own content so that they can skip paying us poor plebeian content creators. But until that day, we're worried more about apparently the writers and people who can't write in video games losing their jobs. We recently have a situation where a lady named Stella Seiko claims she was replaced by AI while working on the game Rideshare Simulator. Now the CEO has come out with a statement. Let me make sure you guys can see this, okay? No, you really can't. Hold on, let me make this so that you can see it better. All right. There, now you can see it better. But where can I see it? There, I can see it better here. All right. So, this week in Video Game requested a follow-up comment from Saber Interactive and received the following statement from the CEO that we were just talking about, Karsh. And he said, Stella who? I had to ask Claude because I have never spoken to her or seen her. We already said we're using AI for certain parts of the game, and we'll update the Steam page once we have finalized the feature set. Let me clarify that the entire story script, were it to win an award, would go to someone who can walk up on stage and receive it. It was always our intention to reveal this until Stella violated her confidentiality clause and revealed this before we were ready. I am Cthulhu's daughter. I am the result of an unholy trinity between Cthulhu and a narwhal. I am definitely Eldritch. We look at our use of AI in this particular game, which will be a lower priced title as a plus for consumers, he said. As far as Stella is concerned, she was replaced by someone more talented and terminated for a variety of reasons a few months later. From what I can gather, she enjoys controversy even more than I do, and frankly, in retrospect, have been happy. Oh, damn. Oh, God. Ow. All right. I'm going to start this one over. As far as Stella is concerned, she was replaced by someone more talented and terminated for a variety of reasons a few months later. From what I can gather, she enjoys controversy even more than I do. Frankly, in retrospect, have been happy to replace her with AI. At least we'd be dealing with someone programmed to be honest. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, there's a story there, man. Holy shit. That is... Wow. Okay. Yeah. Whew. That's, So what that tells me is she was probably an activist the entire time in development. They found someone, an actual person to replace her, kind of let her hang around for a bit and fired her because she just continued to be an issue. It makes you wonder if she I mean, doesn't make you wonder, let's face it. She very likely was one of those activist type developers and just wasn't listening when they told her to do her job right. You do have people in the comments talking about, you really think that was a burn when you said you were using AI, but you know what? What that tells me is she was enough of a problem. They would much rather use AI. Oh my god. And the people who, yeah, definitely to shreds. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean... He didn't say he had nothing to do with her firing. He said that she was fired for other reasons. Wow. The number of people who don't understand that when you are developing a game, you actually need people to, I don't know, do their fucking jobs and listen to the overall... I would almost say that she wanted this game to be her idea, and there's actually a real... what's the name for the position? A real, producer in charge of the game. So he couldn't just fucking... So she couldn't just fucking, stick everything she wanted in it. There's an actual vision and idea for this game, and they weren't gonna let her hijack it. And of course you got the people in the comments whining about, you know, oh, well, they didn't care about her. When you go to work, it's not about your employer caring about you. Your employer doesn't need to care about you. Your employer needs to pay you. And you need to do the job that your employer pays you for. That is what a job is. You go in, you do the work, you leave. If you want to develop if you want to take the skills you're learning while working at Saber Interactive and then make your own activist game, do it. Please. Absolutely. 100% do it. I want to see people moonlight their game developer jobs making their own games. Now, watch your contract, make sure that you're not using company time, company resources, whatever. Keep your shit separate so that you don't get fucked over there, because that can be an absolute fucking. But make sure, I mean, if you want to do something of your own, do it. Absolutely do it. That is how it works. And that's how we get amazing games, is when someone has a passion to work outside of the system. The people who are in the AAA system, for the most part, aren't the passionate developers we want them to be. Not anymore. They were once, but either through a process of, you know, dealing with corporate bullshit, or just thinking that you can get a game dev job and be considered elevated in terms... well, be considered basically a god to the the captured gamer audience. That's what AAA is full of. If you want real game dev, real people who have passion for it, you go to the AA studios, you go to the single A studios, you go to the independent guy sitting there in the middle of the night after he worked a 8-hour day and tucked his kids into bed. You go to those people. Those are the people making real games. And people in the AA studios and below don't have the room for activist assholes who are going to fuck things up. They have better oversight, for one, because the teams are smaller. There's more direct communication between everybody, so you can't slip your bullshit push-ups for misgendering somebody into the game. Because everybody looks at the full idea of the game. And when it comes to AI in gaming and programming, we're not going to stop it. It's going to happen no matter what. But what we can do is make sure when we purchase a game that it is quality. And honestly, I don't care if they use AI to build it, as long as when I play the game, it works. As long as they at least attempt to optimize it. If AI can help with optimization, oh my god, please fucking use it. Because that is the one thing games need right now more than anything, more than better graphics, even more than better writers. It needs optimization so that people can actually just play the fucking game. But yeah, that last sentence, ooh, oh boy. That was a thing. So, moving on again. Which one is this? Shit. Are we here? No. Ah, here we are. So we all know that God of War is coming out with a live-action series. And we also know the voice of Kratos for the games has been Christopher Judge. And Christopher has some very strong feelings, which are unsurprising, honestly. He's made some statements people wouldn't necessarily agree with in the past, but I think as gamers, we can all agree with what he's saying here. And basically, he is calling out Amazon's God of War series for not hiring writers from the games, for not hiring, from what I can understand, people who even like the games. Now, Christopher Judge is in an interesting situation because he also just recently suffered the cancellation of the new Stargate series that was supposed to be coming out on Amazon. Now, the problem with the Stargate series that was supposed to be coming out is that Amazon decided it was too close to the original. They had original writers, they had original cast, they had basically everything that would make a Stargate fan seethe. And drool. They had everything a Stargate fan possibly wanted. But Amazon decided that that wasn't pushing the envelope to open it up to new people enough. And scrapped the whole thing. Said they're going to go back to the drawing board with people who aren't as close to the IP. And we all know what happens when they do that. Now, what would have been ideal is if they had gone ahead and released the Stargate series as it was, and then people would have gotten to see what it is. And yes, you always get more people in when you do that. More people would have fallen in love with it, would have gotten a larger audience and still kept the original audience, as opposed to what they do now, which is try to release it for a new audience and lose the old audience and then have no audience. And that's basically where it looks like they're going for the God of War series. Instead of picking the people who have been immersed in this world and the story for the last 20 years, they're going to go do their own thing. These things don't have to be one-to-one, but they should at least feel like they're in the same universe. They should feel like they have a connection to the old game. Now, I mean, there are people, obviously, who will argue with me and think it should be one-to-one. And then there are people who will argue with me and think it should be absolutely nothing like it because it should be something different on its own, blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of like when you get a good book adaptation of a movie that's a good book adaptation. There's always going to be changes. There kind of has to be. You can't take something from one medium and directly translate it into the other medium. Because there's differences. I mean, a book can take a lot more time to explain a scene than a movie can. And there will always be scenes within the book that aren't necessarily going to fit well on a movie screen. Not because they're not important, but because that's just how they work. but it should fit the medium. It has to be crafted to be a retelling of the original, fitting the form it is now taking. It's like making a painting about a book. Once upon a time, book covers were in fact actual paintings. Actual artists would sit down. Some of them might read the whole book, some of them might read an overview to give them an idea, and then they would paint the picture that goes on the front of the book. Now we don't get that. Now most book covers are some random shit that they stick together in Photoshop or are AI generated, which honestly, I think I rather prefer some of the AI generated book titles or book covers to the things just stuck together, like today's movie posters, which are all basically the same big head, other characters, title. People complain about AI destroying creativity. Humans have been destroying creativity all on our own without AI. You can't blame AI for that. Oh my god. But yeah, Christopher Judge, absolutely spot on with this. Even if you don't follow the game one-to-one, you should include the people who understand the gaming world. And not just throw anybody in. That was this one. Oh, we probably got time for one more real quick. Now, this is a game I wouldn't mind if somebody gifted me. Welcome back, Matt. And that is Swords and Slippers, which apparently is making people very upset. It's making people very upset for reasons we can't possibly begin to understand. Hold on. I mean, there's no reason why this should upset anybody. How much is the game? I don't know. I should put it on my... Actually, let's see if it's on my wish list. I thought it put it on my wish list. Nope, it is not on my wish list. It is now on my wish list. Oh, it's not out yet. Wow, it's not out yet and it's pissing people off this bad? That's hilarious. Hold on. Let me pull up the... Well, I'll show you what's pissing people off the most here. Just 1 second. In case you haven't already seen it, I would imagine most of you have already seen it, but we'll watch it anyway. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Want that. Alright. How about we'll turn that on. Get myself out of the way. Well, that's uncomfortable. Either way. Now, I should have finally fixed the sound. I think. We'll find out in a second, I guess. Maybe not. I thought I did. But we'll play and find out. Nope, I did not fix it. God damn it. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Alright. Now I should have fixed it. And there we go. That is what has made people so mad, is swords and slippers. And the battle system looks pretty cool, if you ask me. See if we can look at the other images here. Sexy women based on fairy tales. Kind of a edgier take to it, which I'm fine with. If you're gonna involve them, you might as well do it cool. I mean, you got Snow White. Apparently they're calling Red Riding Hood Red Hood. And look at these angles. I mean, I know a lot of people genuinely appreciate these angles. Not my favorite, but I like the designs anyway, you know? It kind of reminds me of the, can you even stream it? Why not? Why couldn't you? I don't see a reason why you couldn't stream it. There's absolutely nothing here that you shouldn't be allowed to see. I do find it interesting that Red Riding Hood is a combination wolf, chick, though. That's very interesting to me. I do feel like I should start doing Fridays just looking at game trailers and shit. Maybe we'll start that tomorrow. But, yeah, so this is making people mad because, you know, women. Women and shit, you know? Oh, hey, look at that. Women and tits and jiggle physics. These are all the things that make people mad in the world. Why these things make people mad is beyond me. But yeah, so that is the current angriness on Twitter. The fact that, oh my god, women. And for once, it's not in the bad way. You know, it's not, oh my god, women once again doing stupid shit. It's women looking hot in a game, doing cool shit. For the love of God, explain why this is bad. I do not understand. Okay, so maybe they're a little sexualized. You know what? At least they're not fucking weak. They're doing awesome shit. They're fighting. They're being amazing. They're being hot and amazing. Why do some people seem to think you can either be hot or you can be amazing? You can't be both. Wouldn't the pinnacle of womanhood being both hot and amazing, not being like a man? I mean, who wants to be like a man? No offense, guys, but from what I can tell, being a man kind of sucks. I would much rather be a woman any day of the week, and that's despite the fact that for 7 days, I have things that happen to me. I'm not going to go explicit on that one. But you know what I mean. Being a man sucks. Being a woman is awesome. That's why so many men try to pretend to be women. And not so many women try to pretend to be men. I want to see more games like this. I want to see games where you're centering a woman in a fun, cool way, and she gets to look hot at the same time. It makes absolutely zero sense that anybody should be mad at this. Apparently, there is one post in response to that first Rapunzel trailer that they put out. Someone posted woman equals no rights, know your place, disgusting piece of trash, which I can only assume was posted as rage bait because that makes no sense. It's either rage bait or it's someone from a third world country. There's kind of no in between on that one. So I don't. The amount of stupidity surrounding this is. I mean, this game has been in development for a while. I would really very much like to see it come out. As you see, I have in fact put it on my wish list now, so that when it comes out, I can have it. Or well, when it comes out, I'll know, and maybe I'll have the money to have it. We'll find out when it gets there. One thing at a time. Still gotta pay for a bunch of shit. Oh my god. We should not have gone on that trip to Vegas, but we'll be okay. We will figure it out. Where was I? I forgot. All right. Women. Video games. Why in the world people wouldn't want more of this is beyond me. However, we have reached the end of our time. It is in fact time for me to go and make some of that all-important money so that I can keep paying for the internet and keep doing this shit. Which is fun. And I get to go play with some more AI prompts. If you follow me on Twitter, I've been doing a bunch of that because I think they look cool. I've also been posting them in my Discord. So, there will be some gaming tonight. I will be playing Neo 3. I need to finish that game. There will also be a video tomorrow, or a stream tomorrow morning, where I think I might actually go through and do the looking at video game trailer thing. See if there's anything to put on the wish list or not. What else? 7 Days to Die tomorrow night. There will probably be no stream on Saturday because I am getting fiber internet installed. So, yeah, no stream then. And there will be a stream Sunday night. So, yeah. I will hopefully see everybody tomorrow morning. Y'all have a good night. Take care of yourself until I see you this evening. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you for your time.